So Oliver, essential safety, what's that all about?
Well, indeed, it's essentially the very high quality audit front end of our tried and tested system, safety management system that we've been operating and delivering across farms and estates for the last 18 years. And the introduction of Essential is in response to demand, really. We recognise there are lots of people that perhaps haven't addressed health and safety on farm or estate in the way that they want to. They're unsure or looking for somewhere to start, and we wanted to provide that very first step on the ladder. So providing a high quality audit that's done on farm, that's comprehensive, that is bespoke, that's not generic. In no way is it boilerplate. It is very much about your farm or estate. So we come on, we make a full and thorough assessment, we poke into all the corners, we make sure that you have a list of high quality actions and to-dos, things that would be necessary for you to achieve the type of compliance to keep people safe and to have the paperwork and the evidence that you need to prove that. So it's really very much the first building block in developing, what would be regarded as a robust, high quality safety management system.
Brilliant, thank you. So Oliver, who is the target market for the essential safety product?
Well, that's a good question. That essential safety is available to the whole market, and it may be that you have larger businesses that just want somebody to take a snapshot of what they're doing and show them where they have gaps and where they might want to plug those gaps. That would be a very credible solution. Although Essential is there really to go right down to any small trading farm and estate business. So it could be a father and son, father and daughter operation, one site, in livestock or in arable or in contracting, agricultural contracting, or any ancillary industry that is rurally based. And it's designed really to sweep up and check that all of your health and safety compliance across the full spectrum of health and safety law, which is very diverse, has been addressed, and to give you also, most importantly, some practical advice on how to deal with it, which includes draft risk assessments, draft safe working practices.
Fantastic, thank you. I've got the Farmers Weekly magazine from last Friday with me here, actually, and this is the back page, the back cover, and I'm just holding that up in front of the camera because actually that kind of sums it up completely, really, doesn't it? It's very concise and very simple. And the good thing about this advert, actually, you've got a list of all the items that are included in the product, and you've also got the price, which I don't think you've mentioned yet. But it's very competitively priced, isn't it? It's extremely good value.
Yeah, it's just under £1,000 fixed fee. So there are no add-ons, no disbursements to that. It does what it says on the can. If you engage us, we'll do the audit. We'll do the inspection of the site, we'll develop the report, the bespoke content, and deliver that report to you within that fee. There's no add-ons, there's nothing else to add to that. And clearly then that's a platform that you can use to start working on those things and chipping away at the things you may want to do. But as you said, it's a very comprehensive approach. There are no bits left out. It addresses all the areas that are the key sort of robust starting system and that you would want to have.
Okay, so then in that respect, what is the difference between what Safety Revolution has been doing for 18 years and now this new product service?
Well, Safety Revolution's sort of core system is a 3-year program of work, which has an audit at the front end and then lays out a plan of action over those 3 years. And in each of those years, there's specified content, high, medium, and low risk across the 3 years. And under that system, you have an annual review at the start of the second and then the third year of what we call maintenance meetings in between. So we'll come on farm or estate, talk to the guys, have a staff meeting, look at new equipment that you've bought and how you're using it. If you're building something, we'd look at that as a building project and see where you needed help. Those maintenance meetings are deliberately flexible. They're not scripted. It's a question of turning up, seeing what's there and what's required to help you maintain compliance. So that's the full system. The essential system is the front end of that. So you're not having to buy the full 3 years if you don't want it. But importantly, if you do then want to go on and extend essential up and upgrade it into the full 3-year program, the investment that you've made in Essential is not wasted, because it's the first part of the process, and the rest of the 3 years is a natural extension of that.
I've got actually an example of the file with me here, and I'm just holding it up. I mean, obviously it's massive and it's going to take up all of my screen, but I wanted to hold it up just to show that it's not a huge, great breeze block of work. In line with what you just said.
I don't think it is massive, actually. I think if you look at it, it's quite slim.
No, exactly.
The key is that there's no more paper than is absolutely necessary, and that the paper that you've got when you do have it is relevant to what you do. So it's about as slim as it gets in the world of health and safety, but it's still forming the basis of a reliable system. And again, you raise a very important point, which is that, and this is absolutely essential for people to understand, that word of mouth isn't accepted in law. You've got to have documented evidence, so you can be the best operator with the best systems, as productive, professional as you like, but you cannot go to a court of law and just make a verbal statement to that effect. You have to have that body of evidence. So that's why you need that documentation.
Quite. So I'm just going to show the contents page actually, and I intend to do a couple of films where I go through the sections perhaps in a little bit more detail, but just an overview. I mean, I think that's a really simple page. Actually, that's the contents page of the health and safety file. It's 1 to 10 of health and safety, and everything in there is absolutely relevant, and those are all documents that can be shared with the necessary people, practical advice, really useful guidance that will edge people along on their journey towards better compliance. Is that right?
That's absolutely right. Yeah, you've got a very slimmed down system. So we must state very clearly what we're doing is drafting the health and safety policy, drafting the risk assessments, drafting some safe working practices, providing basic information on cost risk assessments, for example, training, all of those areas.
People can ring us up, we can engage with them pretty much immediately, get a telephone audit booked in, and we'll come out and do a site visit when circumstances allow, and very soon they could be the owners of one of those files, and they can be embarking upon their journey in improving their health and safety.
Yeah, and you as far as circumstances allow, again, COVID is of course a consideration, but it's worth flagging that the health and safety executive have made it clear that they expect any trading business that is continuing to trade, which frankly is 90% of the UK, excepting hospitality, but certainly in an agricultural context, which is a high-risk industry statistically, they're expecting you to maintain an active safety management system, which means that we've got to get out and about and do those visits, and we are regarded as key workers, so we're able to do that.